All right, here's another quick video about our workflow. I just made that audiobook screen recording workflow for how we edit audiobooks and how we remove the breaths and things like that. Now, I exported that from ScreenFlow as a ProRes file. And as you can see over here, that's a huge file at 57 gigabytes. That's way too big to upload, right? And share with each of you. I'm going to show you the workflow that I use for FFmpeg, and it's just a text file like this. And we're going to use this file to plug in the name of it by highlighting all of it and hitting Command C. So you just click in there. If you just click and then click one more time, it allows you to edit. You can either hit Command A or you can click and drag and then hit Command C to copy that text. It's important that the file name is exact. So up here, you can see we've got this ProRes file, right? But it's an old one. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that it matches. So we might as well just click on it. And down here at the bottom, you should see this file path. I think I've set it up on all of your computers. If not, you just go to File and then Finder and then Settings. And you make sure that in Advanced, you show all file name extensions. And then in General, you always want to show all your hard disks and things like that, just so you can see everything. There's a lot of things that you can't see if you don't select them in the Finder. And that looks good here. Yeah, everything looks great. So when you see this down here, you can right click on it and you can copy that as a path name. And then you can come right up into this text edit file. And in between these quotation marks, actually, let me make all this a little bit bigger for you to see. And then let's pull it out. There you go. Actually, I'll even make it bigger. Why not? So in between the quotation marks, we just want to change that path name, right? So let's hit Command V. And oh, looks like it copied a little bit of that parenthesis or a quote. It's a single quote. So we want to get rid of that. And then we also want to put it back into the same folder. But this time we want it to say, remember, delete that single quote. The reason why we use quotes is because otherwise there can't be any spaces in the file name. So you see how we have spaces. That's why sometimes you'll see I have underscores for every single space. It's to avoid this for the compression. Now, okay, all you have to do is select the drive and then you can right click and do a new terminal window, open in terminal. Boom, we're already there. Now if you hit list, LS, you can see, okay, there it is. We want the CD ScreenFlow exports ProRes 422. What? Oh, are you kidding me? Hold on. Copy his path name. Oh, there was spaces. See? There you go. See, because there's spaces in the file name, you have to put it in parentheses. It has to be a parenthetical. So it needs to have the quotes on the end of it. So now that we're there, we can list and we can see the files. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's the one that we want to convert for YouTube, right? So we've already made that text. So let's see if we can't do that. We're going to, in that folder, we're going to tell it to make that file. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can kind of see it. And then, all right, let's just go full screen. And then I'm going to paste that command. And it looks like that. I'm going to hit enter. And if it messes up, it messes up. Now, it can take quite some time. As you can see, the time is at about 4 minutes into that video. That's a 12-minute video, right? It's kind of big. And then after it's done analyzing it, it's going to go frame by frame by frame. And this can take a couple minutes. I'm going to speed this video up so that you don't have to sit there and watch it. I may even just pause it temporarily till it's finished. But I do kind of like this compression codec. As you can see, it tells you what it's going to do. So it's going to quart size it. The bit rate is huge. And we need to make that, a fast start YouTube video. And that's what that command line is it's saying, hey, these are the optimum settings that I want for YouTube so that when users watch my video, it's crystal clear. You guys are probably watching this on YouTube and it's crystal clear. After it goes through and analyzes each frame, then it starts the actual compression of each frame. And it is absolutely amazing. I'm going to pause this and then I'll just come back when it's done. All right, while FFMPEG is doing its thing, converting our awesome ProRes video into the amazing YouTube video with the clearest resolution you can imagine, we've got the server rack here. In the server rack, I keep the adapters outside of the rack because they generate too much heat. And inside of there, you can see a bunch of fans, and those are Noctua cooling fans. They're super quiet. You can probably hear them. They're running at max right now because you can see, it's 90 degrees on top of that M2 Max Studio with 72 cores in it and 36 GPUs. And down below it, we've got the QNAP server. It's got 5 8 terabyte Western Digital M2.NVMe SSDs, and it is extremely fast. I don't really use it for Thunderbolt too much. I had to force the Mac Studio that's an XDR display. No, that's a Studio display, excuse me. And it sometimes makes the computer shut down, but I put a terminal code in to keep it from falling asleep, but I don't really need to use it too much. If that thing gets up to 90 degrees, which it's at like 89 right now, almost 90, it's at right at 90 now, because it's really cooking, processing this code here. And it looks like it's almost done, and it just finished. So I've got the OWC Thunder Bay with 4 Toshiba N300 Pros with Thunderbolt going directly into the Mac Studio. And then of course I got the Crucial X10, and then I got a T9 that I keep out here for quick swapping, but I could put it in there too if I need it to cool. Got a 24 terabyte SanDisk, I forget what that thing's called, G drive. That thing is, I got it to move faster on NAS. I plug it in to the QNAP server, and then if I run 10 gig lines to that 10G, here, let me open that up. I think it's done, so I can turn these fans down. There's the fan controller right there. And then essentially underneath there, I've got a 10G unmanaged switch from Nikiga, and then it runs, all the way to the M4 Mac over there, and also to the touchscreen. And then I use a StarTech 10 gigabit Ethernet. That's a Cat7 cable that goes down and then comes in over there and goes into that Nikiga. And that way all the devices can communicate and there's no interruption or no slow speed. I got several Thunderbolt 4 OWC hubs And that's Thunderbolt 4 cable, Thunderbolt 4. There's some Thunderbolt 5s, but they'll upgrade eventually. And basically I got the cooling set up so that I could just turn the fans up whenever I'm processing and turn them down when I need it to be quiet, like when I'm recording. I got my buddies let me borrow these like 10 years ago. Yes, these are the originals. So these are, let's see if I can get that. Let's see here. Yep, ATH-M50s, studio monitoring headphones. Those things are legend. And so we're using that to master the audiobook. We've got up here, you can see, I keep that on the screen so that everybody in the living room, you know, can see what I'm doing. Recording the audiobook for the unofficial guide for Amazon DSP Delivery Associates. And it is completed and we are now mastering it. So you see it's at 6 hours and about 6 hours and 20 minutes for the full audiobook. We've got all the best compressors and software limiters. Doing this in a Hindenburg narrator. That thing's amazing. And I have the AT2040 for the studio microphone with a pop filter. And then of course the arm for it. And that screen right there actually just mirrors to that screen right there over a 10G line. And this is a touch screen, so we can do all kinds of cool stuff with it. We've got the A600 for the networking Wi-Fi router, and then the fan controller there for, I mean, there's like 14 fans in there or something. Anyways, it's all connected, so it's all super fast. And now that this is done, I am gonna finish that video that I'm making about how to compress for YouTube and have the highest resolution. I'll put this video in there too. All right, so it looks like it took it 2,458 seconds, which if we Command B and then divided by 60. So for that big giant video, it took about, looks like 40 minutes. And the size of that video was 57 gigabytes. So it's massive, but now I can delete it because audiobook editing process for Scorecard Coach was just completed at 5:28, so just a couple minutes ago. And you can't open this. If you try to open it, it like tries to open it in QuickTime, but so we try to open it and it will just only play the audio. And that's because it's specifically made to upload to YouTube. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go with a new window. And then let's go over to YouTube. And in YouTube, I'm going to create, and I'm going to upload a video. We're going to select a file, and we're going to select that file. And you can see it's only 426 megabytes for a 14-minute long video. That is incredible compression. So we're going to upload that. It should only take just a few minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and hit next, and then next, and next, and unlisted, and save. So it's now uploading. It looks like it's going to take about 2 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and then when it's done processing, I'm going to show you the end result. Okay, so it took about 4 minutes for it to process that giant 14-minute video, and it's got 4K, HD, and SD. Let's go ahead and look at it real quick. So it's going to say, I don't know, 1080p. Let's go with 2160p. So that's 4K. And look at this resolution. This is a screen recording. That's amazing. So this is the process that we're using for creating the audiobook. I made a video about it for the staff so that they can help, because 6 hours of editing this video is insane. So to be able to share really high resolution compression, we basically just followed that workflow. We recorded it in ScreenFlow. When we exported it in ProRes. So it's a nice ProRes file. If we open that up and hit Command I for information, it'll tell you, hey, this is in ProRes 422. It's got 48 Hertz, linear PCM, 16-bit. Wish it was 24-bit, but it's okay. I'll fix that later because this microphone should be recording in linear PCM 24-bit, and we can downsample from there like we do, with the audio book. So here's that audio book right here. And all these videos that I'm making are for the process of us being able to edit it. Look at how many edits there are already. We're about 30 minutes in and we got 6 hours and 20 minutes to go, or about 5 hours and 50 minutes to go. So this is a lot of stuff here. I mean, we've got everything live recorded training, and it's all in an audiobook that drivers can play while they're driving, and they can listen to it and learn. And it's in my voice, and it's very, very professionally done. We've got all of the peak limiters, the equalizers, loudness meters. I got echo remover, even though it wasn't too bad, from Crumple Pop. I've got the noise reduction so that, we got a little bit right there, but I can get rid of that. And then audiobook processing, which is pretty amazing. And then the equalizer, I didn't do too many adjustments on that, but I didn't like the way it had it, so I made it sound a little bit better. And then, yeah, it was pretty cool setting all that up. But I wanted to show you that compression method using FFmpeg, and then this is the code for that. And the video that I showed before shows how we get to where the ProRes file is, right? And then we give it the command by, pasting in here what the file we're going to convert is. It took about 40 minutes for it to export total. But that wasn't too bad. And then we were able to get a file from that that's not viewable on your computer, but it is uploadable. It is uploadable to YouTube, and it's only 426 megabytes. And the quality of it is just absolutely insane. I think eventually, since we do export in 4K, I think it still looks decent in 1080p, but my screen is in 2.5K right now. This is a 5K screen. So even in 1080p, it looks decent, but you rock that thing in 4K and it is just insane. 1440p, the resolution is incredible, but the big one is in 4K. So that, if somebody views it in 4K on a 1080p screen, it's going to look pristine, like they're looking at a computer screen, like this studio display. And so that's the process. This is the process that we use. I also downsample audio files for transcription using this for FFmpeg to take it down to, a much smaller file, 16K instead of 48, which is what I normally record in. And FFmpeg is an amazing compression tool, and we use it for our workflow for all of our edits. So when we export from Final Cut Pro, we export in ProRes, and then we use batch converting. You don't have to do one file at a time. I just did that for an example for this video, but we can batch convert the entire folder. So if we have 271 videos, which is what we have right now, we're going to be exporting all those. They're all going to be in this folder. We're going to tell FFmpeg to batch convert all of them, and it probably might take like 2 days or something. But when it's done, we'll have a whole bunch of small files that are easily manageable and uploaded on any social media, especially for YouTube. And that's the process that we're going to be using for our videos. And then for the audiobooks, we use Hindenburg Narrator, and it's just an awesome process. I recorded this audiobook. It took me 3 days to record 6 hours. And then it's probably going to take us another 3 days to edit it. But if I can get more people helping me edit it, we can make that process a lot faster. And then, the audiobook is just me reading the actual book I wrote. The Unofficial Guide for Amazon DSP Delivery Associates, Leadership Through Training Using Theory and Practice. And this book has everything that a driver needs, but the audiobook is special because, I use the book for the copyright so that, I'm a published author now. I've got my ISBN for publishing, but the real kicker is going to be, I designed that audiobook for drivers to be able to listen to it while they are driving. And so it's got, stand-up briefings, it's got everything. And I explain everything. And I start off hard too with leadership because, they need that. And I explain why I do this, and everything is working out great. So this is volume 1 of a 4-volume series that I'm going to do for each aspect of the DSP program. And I'm the expert in it. End of discussion.